What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Back in Bama with Corey, all about Bama football news, updates, and more, especially for the lifelong fans just like you. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Guys, I happened to come across a really interesting piece of where Kalen Deboer gives a self-assessment, supposedly a brutally honest self-assessment of the past two seasons. Either Kalen Deboer'S an alchemist or the town jet. Kalen Deboer gave a brutally honest assessment on his tenure at Alabama so far. After completing 2 seasons as the Alabama head coach, Kalen Deboer was honest about how he views his results with the Crimson Tide. Kalen Deboer knows that in his first 2 seasons in Tuscaloosa, he hasn't exactly measured up to Alabama's championship expectations since first taking over as the head coach for the Hall of Famer and legend Nick Saban. Despite that, fast forwarding to January 2026, Deboer feels he knows precisely the next steps of where the Crimson Tide program has to go from year 2 to year 3 in order to start meeting those expectations this fall. Hearing this assessment from the mouth of a South Dakota native might fall on deaf ears to everyday Alabama fans, due to the Tide's most recent college football playoff exit after being plastered by Indiana, which went on to win the national championship earlier this month. Even though this may be partially true, Deboer still remains confident in the steps Alabama has taken. Deboer let this be known to reporters in Montgomery Thursday night when he was asked about his progress as leader of the program over the last 2 seasons. Now, Deboer says, "We took some steps. I definitely believe that. And so I think from just within what you're trying to build and the belief and confidence that you need to have, I think there's a lot from year 1 to year 2 as far as what I saw. You know, you're trying to continue to install a culture. You're trying to install a scheme. I think we're better in the critical moments at the end of games." I don't know, Deboer. Now, that's me, but let me continue. To Deboer's credit, Alabama did show improvement from 2024 to 2025 in how the Tide were able to pull out close games, opposed to his first season, where they were just 2-3 in that department. These results improved as Alabama pulled off a record 4-1 in one-score games decided by 8 points or fewer, which was a key part of getting them into the college football playoff quarterfinals, coming back from a 17-point deficit against Oklahoma in Norman on the road. The third-year head coach continued his sentiments by acknowledging the fact that, yes, he and Alabama as a program has fallen below the program standards of being a consistent perennial contender and reaching a national championship mountain Crimson Tide fans once were familiar with under Saban, going a remarkable 16 consecutive years with 10-plus win seasons or more en route to hosting 6 national championships. Kalen Deboer also admits falling short of expectations. Obviously, we've fallen short of what our expectations are, Deboer admitted, but I think the habits we create every day, the ones that we consider our championship habits, doesn't mean that you're going to win a championship, but you install those habits, and I think we did a lot to make strides in those areas. After hearing those sentiments, for what it's worth, 2 of Alabama's most productive players and former team captains, Tim Keenan and Ty Simpson, also backed their former head coach of 2 seasons this past weekend when asked by reporters as they prepare to embark on their professional careers in the NFL. Hit that subscribe button and give me a roll tide. Now, Coach Deboer has been nothing but the greatest coach ever as far as getting players going, connecting with his players, and then allowing his players to be his best players, Keenan said earlier this week at the Reese Senior Bowl. So Coach Deboer, I don't have a bad thing to say about him. He was all locked in the day he took the job. Yeah, he's under a lot of fire and all that stuff, but I promise you, he's going to come out of it way stronger, and a lot of people are going to eat the words they had to say about him. His quarterback also doubled down on Deboer by saying, "Don't be a fan later," Simpson told AL.com this week. "Everybody likes to criticize him now, but don't be a fan later." that dude is the exact person for the job. There's no doubt in my mind. You saw what he did in year 2. Imagine what he's going to do in year 3 and 4. That dude is a great leader of men. He's a great coach. He's a great motivator. There's no other coach I would play for besides my dad and Coach Deboer. Hold up, Ty Simpson. You played for Nick Saban. Anyway, in my opinion, after hearing from arguably the heart and lungs of the team this past season in both Keenan and Simpson, no true Alabama fan with common sense feels any differently. I say this because, despite those who may feel differently, Deboer hasn't run or shied away from any challenges since taking over what most consider one of the hardest jobs in all of sports at any level or division. Instead, he learned from his own shortcomings and has been self-sufficient in how he approaches his high-pressure position. This has been shown in the way Deboer made improvements after Alabama was the butt of all jokes when the Crimson Tide missed the postseason, resulting in a 9-4 record in 2024. Then his improvement to lead Alabama to 2 additional wins in 2025. On top of that, he proved doubters wrong who said he wouldn't be able to recruit in the SEC by reeling in back-to-back nationally ranked top 5 classes in 2025 and 2026. With that being said, this is why I choose to believe in Deboer's vision as he aims to get Alabama back to the top of the mountain en route to bringing a national championship back to Tuscaloosa in the coming seasons. But maybe that's just me. The question now for all Alabama fans is, do you believe as well? So as I opened up, I said, either Kalen Deboer'S an alchemist or he's the talent. We'll find out this fall. How many wins will Alabama have versus losses in 2026? Only time will tell. Guys, thanks for the pull-up. Remember, back in Bama with Corey, all about Bama football. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to Back in Bama with Corey, all about Bama football. Turn on all notifications and hit that like button.